I know I just bought them and they're used, but they're acting up. And I'm going to tell you right now, these people are sick. And they follow you and trail you. It's a secret society. They must have called the police on me or something. And this woman had the nerve to ask me, do I need help? The sheriff lives on 66th Avenue and has a private police officer guard that comes and trolls people if they have a problem with their tire and they pull over. I got harassed just now, okay? This woman is a bitch, okay? These people are Ku Klux Klan. All I can do is just pray to God for help to make it out of this matrix maze and this Berlin Wall that they built for me. I don't know what I'm gonna need. So much help, and so many angels are gonna have to come down, and I need, you know, serious backup. And this is getting so out of hand. I mean, these guys are acting like pure devils. Okay. They have no shame in nothing. They just go about and doing everything, and they just don't care because there's no policing to them. There's no persecution. All they do is play a little lawsuit or whatever, and they don't go to jail. Okay, they never have to ever worry about going to jail. Do you think they ever fear when they get up and get in their cars or when they drive or go places that someone's going to harass them and arrest them? No, because they don't. Because they paid off all the police and everyone. They got guards protecting them and everything. Every pothole they drive over, it's all clear before they even ride over it. I mean, these people are so protected. It's not fair, okay? That they, just because they got money or whatever, and they sinned and they sold out to the devil, that they should get so much. It's not, okay? But I guess that's the way the devil cut it. And while we're here on earth, sellouts get, you know, wealth. They get fame, fortune, and that's what, because that's right. While they're here, they feel like they might as well have it, because their next life they're going to just be in hell, and they're just going to have nothing. They're going to be in burning forever. And so they get promised this, you know, fantasy life or whatever, and that's why it's such a matrix, because it's not nothing real or fair to it, no freedom. And so I'm just sick of it. I'm tired. I wish it would just end. I wish men would quit being cowards and just sucking all their penises and just sodomizing each other and just wake up and just try to do something about it, but they won't, because they're just in a zombie zone. They're mind controlled by harp and microwave technology and nanotechnology and all this. They're already chipped into their brains, are practically downloaded to stupid, okay? So I don't even have any hope for them, okay? They're just trying to chase behind a white girl so they can move in a house like this, okay, and live off of her, or whatever, and hope that they don't have to come out of their little shell and their little turtle shells that they can't, so they don't have to fight, because they're wimps. And none of them are real warriors. They're punks and they're little faggots, excuse my language, homos, whatever they like to be called. And they dress in women's clothes, and they paint their nails, and they pluck their hairs. They can't stand to be men. You see them, they're all shaven like little women and stuff, so they could just throw their makeup on real quick, and then they could transform into a woman, okay? They're so sick. They don't know how to be men, because most of them were raised around men, and so they just don't know how to do the roles. They don't read the Bible. They don't believe in Jesus, so they're just really pretty much pathetic. Useless souls that haven't done nothing. You know, it's a shame. What a waste of human, that they can't do crap. I mean, you can't depend on them for nothing. Believe me, the only thing they do is pull their penises out and screw and go around humping and orgasming them and shooting out sperm everywhere and licking on vaginas and licking buttholes and sucking penises. That's pretty much all they do. And that's how they get their jobs now. That's how they become mayors. They go around sucking each other, just like Gary Locke. I guess he swore in that Murphy, what's his name? The city mayor of Sodom and Gomorrah of Seattle. And yeah, he supposedly was undercover, I guess, on the down low, gay as hell. And they picked the right person, I guess, because nobody else would want that job, because they know they're cursed for even swearing in a homosexual in power, knowing of the Bible's rules and stuff. You got to be like stupid and on a suicide mission to do that. But I guess Gary Locke is only dumb enough because he comes from China, where they're like third world country, where he was an ambassador or is or whatever, and they eat babies, dead babies, and brains, and sell organs on the black market. So I mean, he has no real morals. He's pretty pathetic. So they, picked him because they know he'll do it, because he's just trying. He's like one of them people from there where they'll do anything. They'll sell their own organs just to get some money. And he don't care about his family or nothing. He don't have no integrity or nothing. He's just a low scumbag, okay? And they shipped him off to China because he used to be a representative or whatever, but I guess he wasn't doing a job, and they put him in China where they knew he was just going to be there, sit there passive and let everybody get away with everything. And sure enough, he went over there and didn't do shit. I just want to do a tape on this Gary Locke stuff, okay? First of all, when he got over there, he tried to be all meek or whatever and acted like he could go shop at Starbucks and wear his little backpack and go through the airport with no security, because he was just showing, look, there's no security, there's nothing, you can do whatever you want. He was giving the signals already to the mafia, the black market. So they knew when he stepped on the scene, he wasn't going to do nothing, okay? And he already said Starbucks, because this, you're a star here, you can get bucked, I'm not going to do that. And so then they shook his car and they attacked him or whatever, and nothing really happened. And then he just kept letting everything get out of hand, out of control, being his little meek, I'm not going to say that, I'm not going to do that. But really, he's a scoundrel, really, because the quiet ones are the worst ones, believe me. And then they said he had to leave, I guess, because he was messing up, because even in America, when he was a representative, he was messing up down in Washington State. And they had to ship him to China like he was third world, and tell him to go down there and sell out and get a bunch of organs or whatever, right? And dead babies or whatever. And that way he could eat them and he wouldn't get in trouble. Okay, so they say he's basically a bloodsucker. He drinks blood. So now they had him come back to Washington, I guess, and they were like, well, who are we going to get? Who's the most cursed? Who's the most stupidest and dumb? Who will swear in this Murphy guy for the Seattle? Because we know he's going to curse the city, and we know, there's nothing bad's going to happen to this guy, right? Both of them, right? So they're like, well, let's just get Gary. He'll do it. He's like Mikey on that commercial. Like, he'll do anything, because he's just a third world country nigga, and so they ship him over, and he signs them and swears them in, does all this little, like it's so official or whatever, when no one knows he ain't no real mayor. Okay, he's the mayor of the gays, I guess, or the Sodom and Gomorrahs, but ain't nobody we're gonna respect him. And I don't care what chief he elects, because it's just like, it's not even real, and whoever it is just gonna be a gay chief, everyone knows. And then he's just going to be harassed. So, I mean, he's basically tearing down Seattle, just like he went down to China to do. Now he's back here tearing down. And him and them guys go way back. Him and the Murphy, they're a bunch of homos. They all do each other. Just like that Christine Gregoire, she was a dyke, they said. And that she just married that guy. And I remember she had some kind of disease or something. She was a sick-looking woman. But they at least had enough courtesy to pretend like they were in a relationship or whatever. Now they're so blatantly gay, they don't care, because they want everybody to be gay. Because that's how they do. They don't care. They're filthy, dirty, disgusting. and they want everybody to be like them so they don't feel guilty or nobody criticizes them or says anything wrong with what they do. So they send Gary Locke up here because he got it on lock, get it? Gary, the gay guy, and then they try to do like funny because I was dating this trucker guy who was named Gary, and he supposedly was gay or whatever, and said something that made me like think he was gay, so they threw the Gary spin on it, and then they put the lock, you know, like L-O-C-K, but he has it with the E, and so they're basically saying, yeah, we got the city on lock because it's down with the gays are all, you know, took over. And that's how they speak in codes, because they're like, well, we're going to turn this city, you know that song, we built this city on rock and roll. Well, they're saying we built this city on gay homo. That's their new song. Do you know what's happening in your community? I don't know, but this is the new Puyallup police station that they built. And I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was a store or something, because they had said they were going to build stores over here, but it never happened. And I was driving by and I asked someone what it was, and they said it was a new police station. And he said for the crackheads. And I thought, oh, really? So basically they build these places as target centers to hold crackheads. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that legitimately are on crack that need to be jailed, but I'm saying that a lot of these type of problems are social problems that people need to be in rehab for. And I know, for instance, the rich people, if you are privileged and you have money, you can avoid jail time if you go to rehab. And if you have like $10,000 or whatever, so what they do is they give you a choice. You either go to jail or you go to rehab, and so they pick rehab, and then they go there for a couple months or whatever. I don't know exactly how long a period of time, because I know a few people that went, and they get out of jail basically, and then they go on probation, and then they mess up the probation, and then they, you know, leave town or whatever, and they do whatever pretty much they want. They can go out of town, leave, travel. They can not go to probation, commit more crimes or whatever, and they just keep getting picked up and then put back into rehab. And rehab centers, I guess, aren't even, there's waiting lists for people that are poor, but I guess the rich apparently can get in quicker, depending on how much money you have. So this is not ever being addressed because our leaders don't care. I guess they just don't address the white-collar crime and the people that are on cocaine and crack and everything, and it's okay.